We never have and may never see another player like this again. As far as a skill set, we're talking about somebody who is 6'4", barely, probably not even 6'4", because back then they weren't using real heights.
Yeah, it was with the shoes on.
With the shoes on. At shooting guard, blocking 7-footers dunks routinely. All-time leader in blocks at the guard position at 885. He beat Jordan by like 50-something. But I'll say once again, most likely under 6'4". Talk about that defensively. When you talk about on offense, being able to split double teams the way he did. And I'll watch these old D-Wade games, and it's not only just the splitting the double teams. It's splitting a double team, the help comes, you in and out him, and now you in the air about to dunk on the center. We don't see John Morant does it sometimes. John Morant is very good at splitting double teams, but aside from that, it's that combination of things we really don't see anymore.
Yeah, it's very rare. There's probably just a handful of guys who can split doubles. Jaw's one of them. It's a great great call. I think Mitchell's another one. Mm-hmm. Ironically, he reminded me a lot of Wade offensively coming out of Louisville. So it's literally, you can tell when he came out and he was like, yeah, this has been my idol. Like, shit, it fucking makes sense. Like, a bunch of players have modeled their game after Dwyane Wade. A bunch of people have been paying homage to him recently, and rightfully so, because, in an era where, after Jordan, we had Kobe. And then it was really Kobe and Wade for a long time there at that 2-guard spot, just manning the way. He truly sensational. Like you said, his ability to genuinely make something out of nothing, just about every time, whenever he wanted, was insane. Once he got to the launching pad, it was game over. Wrap it up. Yeah, just count up to 2 points, or if you're going to stop him, you're going to foul him. And even if you foul him, he might still get an and one. Like, it really might not matter. Just that level of relentlessness is honestly the best way I could describe it. And, it really started in Marquette.
Yeah.
It really started in Marquette, to be very honest. He was, obviously playing in Marquette. He really got his name out there, obviously, during the March Madness. Yeah. And, I believe that was the first game he later came out on record. That was the first game his dad ever went to go see him. Or maybe his mom. Sorry. Yeah. The first game his mom had ever went to go see him. And what did he do? He just happened to be what was the favorites at the time, put up like a 30-point triple-double. Just had the it factor, man. Like, some shit you just can't teach. And he had it. In Spanish, we call that cojones. He had that. Like, for sure he had that. And just, ever since that moment, I want to thank every team for passing up on him. The first, obviously, Cleveland, you did your thing, obviously. They got the pick right. But, Detroit and, crazy story. I don't know if you saw it on the Mellow podcast. Basically talking about how Dwyane had gotten a verbal commitment from the Nuggets.
Yeah. If
Carmelo went to that, he was going to be third to Denver. And it's just a crazy what if, one that I don't want to imagine too much, but, little nuances like that. Cause Pat Riley obviously wasn't the guy he wanted.
Pat Riley wanted Chris Kaman.
Yeah.
Oh, something else too. Cause a while ago, usually around the draft, I don't know if they still do it, but NBA TV will show old drafts. And I don't know how true this is. It was a rumor at the time. The Heat were looking for a big real bad, right? They had this 5th pick. And this is something you want to get into in a later episode, like the value of picks. This is a great example of one. The Heat had this 5th pick, but they really wanted a big. These fools allegedly were about to trade the 5th pick, which was just a pick at the time, for Kwame Brown. Because Kwame, he didn't pan out, but he had tools. He was athletic. He could block shots. Like, and if I'm not mistaken, his rookie year probably wasn't even that bad. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But can you imagine? I don't want to imagine that.
Yeah.
We mentioned Dwyane Wade's height, 6'4", maybe, but we doubt it. You had some stuff about him dunking, some numbers on him on his dunks.
So a lot of people want to talk about like the level of athleticism, and they bring up people, rightfully so, John Morant, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, especially during his MVP season. Dwyane Wade doesn't nearly get mentioned as much as he should, in my opinion.
Right.
During that 2005-2006 season, he had 152 dunks. For those of you who do not know what that means, he played 75 games. He was dunking the ball over 2 times per game at 6'3", 6'4", in an era with negative spacing. Go back and watch the tape. It was negative spacing. John Morant dunked the ball the most in his career, 58 times. Sorry. Russell Westbrook, 69 times. So you mean to tell me you add both of those guys up? Oh, let's throw in Derrick Rose 32 times for a grand total of 159 times, while Dwyane Wade did it 152 times by himself. Just puts into perspective, generally, the level of athleticism, the level of in and out ability, like just his euros, his spins, just his way of getting into the lane. And once he got there, it was, like we said, it was raps. And from a player who's 6'3", one of the we just talked about him, one of the best dunkers, your favorite in-game dunker of your generation, LeBron James, dunked the ball 145 times, still 7 times less than Dwyane Wade did in more games as his peak. Like, this is the level of athlete we are talking about here.